Okay, guys, I have really been trying to resist doing another filet crochet project because every time I finish it, I'm like, that took way too freaking long and my wrists hurt. But I have just been seeing so many really cute filet crochet project ideas on Pinterest. So I'm folding. Now, I didn't end up making a 2026 project planning video. I know I did one last year. It's mainly because it's just hard to like think out loud and film the whole process while I do it. But I still went ahead and made a board with all my ideas. Needless to say, these boards all live in Milanote, who are also kindly sponsoring this video. I mention them all the time. It's what I use for all my project planning. I've put so many creatives onto it. So if we click into the 2026 project ideas board, I'm not going to go through all of this. If you want a little tour of this board, I'm happy to do that in another video. But you will notice there's quite a bit of filet crochet on here. So down here at the bottom, we have these really cool like filet crochet lampshade lamp covers. I've also been loving like framed filet crochet or even using it as a frame or a backing for like a photo booth strip. If we travel up here, I have been saving so many of these like little hip scarf belt situations. And I do think these look really beautiful in filet crochet. And then down here at the bottom, we have some filet crochet skinny scarves and ties. I'm actually gonna go ahead and copy anything filet crochet related on here so that we can move it into another board. All you have to do is drag in a new board. I'm gonna call this one filet crochet. You can customize the icon. I think I'm just gonna make this one a little lamp. If you don't know where to start, Milanote actually has hundreds of templates you can choose from. They have a category specifically for craft and makers. So the project plan, for example, is like a more tactical one versus the mood board, which is more like visual color related. I usually start from scratch. I just pasted in everything we had from the other board. In terms of what yarn to use for these projects, I'm gonna go to my yarn stash board. I made this in my yarn stash digitizing / organizing video. This just makes it really easy to reference what I have. And for this, I'm just going to copy everything under this lace thread column. I'm just going to paste it in here so we know that these are the colors we're choosing from. I think the first one I want to tackle is this little photo booth situation. I do think for this, I like the look of like a classic cream. So I'm probably going to use this whitish cream rainbow lace that I know I already have on hand. Next, we want to pick a design, obviously. That can be a little bit tricky because a lot of filet crochet designs come out a little bit larger. You do need more squares if you want to create an intricate design. So for a frame of this size, we're going to want to pick something pretty simple. I want to say like no more than 30 squares tall. So I'm gonna head to my Pinterest board because I have a lot of filet crochet grids on here, but we want to look for pretty much the simplest one we can find. So you can see like this spiral star is probably a good option because it definitely is made up of fewer squares. Because I have the Milanote web clipper tool, I can literally just click this button right here, pick the board that I want to save it to, and if we go back to Milanote, it will automatically populate right here. We can go ahead and drag it in. I also really love that it has the link here in case you want to find where we got this later. I'm also going to pull in some color swatches because I actually really like the two color combos in this inspo photo. It's like a lighter blue matte with a kind of tealish frame. Honestly, if I wanted to copy this, I think the existing frame color is perfect. Or if I wanted to do something a little bit more bold, I could get kind of like a bright red matte and then paint my frame like this kind of dark brown burgundy color, and that's also a really nice pairing. And the last thing I'm gonna do is just really quickly jump in here and draw out the dimensions of this frame. I can access everything on this Milanote board through the app, so it'll just be really helpful to have this on my phone in case I pass the craft store and want to shop for like a back mat or some paint to paint the frame. I feel like what I tend to struggle with is everything is in a different place. Like my inspo photos are in Pinterest. I love to write gibberish notes in my notes app. I will have like physical sketches in my notebook. Everything being in this home base it just saves me like so much time and trouble later. If you want to try it out, Milanote is available for free with no time limit. I will have a link in the description down below. I get so many DMs from y'all saying that you love it. So I feel like we're on the same page here. Okay, I really quickly started working up that star grid. I'm using a 2.25 millimeter hook. As usual, this piece is just a little bit wider than the 8 inches we have here, which is perfect because it obviously needs to have some extra width just so that I can like stretch it onto the back mat. It is actually Super Bowl Sunday, not hugely important holiday in this household, but we're having some people over to like knit and crochet and eat wings and mainly watch the halftime show versus the actual football. Maybe I'm being delusional, but I feel like I can just crank this entire thing out today. Like I've definitely done more than that in one day in the past, I think. This is so beautiful.
This is cute.
Don't tell her it's tight.
It's the loosest knitting you've ever seen.
Wait, I think the size looks fine.
Think so?
Yeah, it looks so good.
Is that not tight knitting?
She knits pretty tight too, yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win? The Seahawks? Who do you think's gonna win? I don't care.
That's funny.
I think the Seahawks.
Like it's a fashion item. I was not expecting that. I've never seen her wear something like that.
Because I know online you can't really see. Wait, that's so cute.
It's funny how your outfit matches. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are so cute.
Yeah, it looks like marble.
That's so cool. It's like giving denim. I wish that there was like a workshop where I could make these. So I'm looking for like wine, darkish red, burgundy color. These do be looking kind of similar. Guys, can you believe that I literally woke up at 7 a.m. today? If you're familiar with my sleep schedule, that is insane, impressive work for me. But anyway, I just got back from the Palen store and I stopped by Blick. I left the store with some goodies. One of them is the bag that I picked out. I have 2 bags from them already. Let me show you. This one, the name of the style is really long and I can't remember it, but this is like a baguette version of their little, I call it their dumpling bag. I didn't get the dumpling bag because I do tend to like a kind of like longer bag. So when this came out, especially in this color, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I have been wearing it all the time. And then the very first Palen bag I ever got was this one. It's the seam. You can wear it 2 ways. Like you can flip these thingies in like this. I love the kind of equestrian vibes. And I got this back when I was still in corporate because this size is large enough to hold a laptop. I feel like this is the perfect office bag that doesn't look like an office bag. But today they had us pick from their smaller bags. I have been in the market for a lighter colored bag. I don't like a harsh white, but I wanted something to go with like my lighter colored outfits. And it is really nice to have a crossbody in the winter because a lot of purses aren't big enough or like they don't really stay on over a coat, which is super annoying. To be honest, I don't love the look of a crossbody bag unless it's like over a coat. So this is nice because I can wear it crossbody and then when I come inside and I take my coat off, I can just quickly adjust it into a more shoulder bag. And then obviously you can remove this and just have it be a little cute handbag. Also, I know it looks small, but it is deceivingly large. Like there is a whole bunch of stuffing in here. So I could definitely fit like my camera, my portable charger, wallet, a small crochet project. I hate like a bag that's so small that you can't carry anything, because I'm definitely one of those bitches who is carrying around like a ton of stuff. So I am very excited about this. The kind of grayish taupe color is just so stunning. And then I also have this, which I think, it's one of their leather flowers. They had like the most beautiful leather flower bouquets in the store, and I was complimenting them and they were like, oh, you're actually gonna get one when you leave. Look how stunning that is. You know what I can do actually is take this wine bottle that I have next to my bed, and this stuff is honestly really annoying because as soon as I accidentally touch it, it like sheds everywhere. So I think I might try and replace it with this. Now back to the actual filet crochet. I did manage to finish this last night. Per usual, I can't really tell if the design is showing up on camera. Oh, no, you can see it. I will say using a linked double crochet for filet crochet is really, really helpful for making the design show up. You can look it up, it's really simple, but it just makes your solid squares more solid. So you have more contrast between like the solid squares and the empty squares. And then at Blick, I got this kind of like oxblood color spray paint. It was actually funny because it exactly matched my oxblood leather trench and my oxblood leather bag. This color just has me in a chokehold. And then I got like a bright red piece of cardstock for the backing. Now, I don't think that project is going to take me that long to finish, so we're going to hop back in Millinote to figure out what to start on next. I do think I want to make one of these filet crochet lamps. I just think they're so sick. And you kind of have two options. You can either layer filet crochet over an existing lampshade like this, or this is, you know, one of those like paper lamp things, or you can have the filet crochet make the lampshade itself. But my friend Karen did give me this lamp, and the lampshade is pretty thick, but I've seen it with the light on and it's really, really bright, so I think it'll still work. In terms of what color to use, I'm kind of conflicted because I could use the white I've been using. I mean, if we look at the color options we have, this reddish pink color could be pretty, although I kind of wanted to save that for my next lampshade. I think I'm just gonna make swatches of both and kind of play around with it and see how it looks with the light when it's on and off. Also, for the lamp dimensions, my friend Karen actually already sent me a photo of it. This is another great thing about Millinote. If you have the phone app, you can just upload images directly from your camera roll. So once I upload that, it will show up under the phone icon on desktop, and I can just go ahead and drag it in. Of course, our last step is figuring out what design we want to use for our lamp. So if we go to my Pinterest board, I have some already in mind because we want something more vertical, right? So we have enough surface area to wrap around. And for example, these I really love because they're daffodils, which is a little bit different from the roses that I feel like you always see with filet crochet. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. I also really love this. I don't know, I'm really gravitating towards like vine tendril looking things for some reason. And oh my gosh, this one is so sick, but that's like 1,000,000 squares. So I don't think that's gonna work. And then we can just hop over to Millinote and drag these two in. Now that I'm looking at these daffodils, it looks like they're supposed to make curtains. Like it's quite a few squares. I think it's too big. So I guess that means that this one right here is going to be our winner. So yeah, I have some playing around to do in terms of like figuring out how to shape the panel and deciding on the color, but we do just have to make a panel to wrap around the lamp. Should be pretty straightforward, hopefully. would be really cool for layering, but I love this dress. Wait, these are
Feel
this
free
one
to
is
take
so
it and come back if you want.
Yeah.
what should I start with? Oh my god. Okay. Yesterday was a very fun but very overstimulating day. I was shooting a brand deal for my favorite jade jewelry brand called Cerie. A lot of people ask if my jade jewelry is from China. Honestly, the jewelry there definitely still has like a very traditional look to it. I think Cerie stuff has a nice little modern twist. Like, okay, even if you look at my stack today, this is their Cove ring, one of their best sellers. I'm obsessed with it. This is like a jade ring, but see how it's cut like more rectangular? And then this is a jade bangle. Instead of being like the bright green color, it's a little bit more of like a bluish shade, which just makes it a lot easier to style. I wore this cheap haul that I just got from Sao Lee. They're a pretty pricey brand, but oh my god, their stuff is so stunning. I feel like cheap haul, traditionally, it's really difficult to get a snatched fit unless you are getting it tailored. But their stuff fits so perfectly. I don't know how they do it. The photos are actually going up tonight. I'm so happy with how they turned out. I actually planned the whole shoot in Milanote. I like pulled in a bunch of inspo from Pinterest and thought about like each frame of the post and what I wanted it to be. I really hope it does well because I'm really happy with how it turned out. Anyways, after that, Emily and I went to a few events. We stopped by Free People. They had that photo booth that like is always going viral in New York. And they had Valentine's making, which was so cute. My photo booth photos actually didn't turn out too great because I have like really bad sunken dark circles and something about the photo booth lighting just really accentuates them. But here is the one that I made. Is it focusing? Is it focusing? So I picked the one photo booth photo I didn't hate. There's a little lollipop, this doily, some clothespins, and this giraffe, which says, "I go a long way to find you, Valentine." Okay, sorry, I got really sidetracked. Back to our actual project. I really need to explain lo que pasó aquí. Like, so you're probably looking at the frame and going, that's not the wine color that you originally painted it, which is true. The thing about the wine color and the red backing, they do look really good together, right? But in that example photo, the filet crochet was only in the middle. So you really had that like border of bright red that went along with the wine frame. But the problem is in my case, I am planning to have the filet crochet cover the entire backing, right? So you can't really see the bright red. So seeing just a hint of bright red and then a wine colored frame was looking a little bit odd. So then I tried to paint the frame like a little bit more of a brick red. This isn't bad. Like it's okay. It's kind of giving. But what I realized at this point is that I honestly just didn't like the texture of the frame. Like I feel like the star is very like modern, edgy, and then this frame of the grooves is giving like a more kind of like classic rustic vibe. I actually think this frame in the original color would have been perfect for like a more kind of like dainty floral filet crochet piece. I high-key don't know what I'm gonna do with this frame now, but we're just not gonna think about that. So then I started shopping for just like a normal kind of rectangular edge frame, and they obviously have black ones, but I came across this bright red one that almost exactly matches the backing color, and I was like, oh, it actually looks pretty cool because the frame almost looks like an extension of like the background color mat. So I ended up buying this one. Now I've gone back and forth about what photo strip I want to put in here. I actually have this one that I just took at a Laneige event for their new lip oil tint. I'm wearing it today, by the way, my first time. I'm testing it out because it's supposed to be like a hydrating lip oil stain that still lasts, which I'm excited about because every other lip stain just like makes my lips look really patchy because I have the world's crustiest lips. Sorry, getting off topic. This photo strip is red, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe that could look good together, but I also feel like it's a little bit too much red. I do have this 3-frame one, but I think because it's a little bit wider, it covers more of the star and makes it kind of harder to tell that it's a star. So I'm leaning towards this one, and it's a photo strip of me and Meg, right? And her birthday is coming up at the end of the month, so I think I might just use this one and then give it to her as like a little birthday gift. It's just funny to me how this was supposed to be like an extremely simple project and somehow proving to be so freaking complicated. Now for our lamp, I ended up going with the white just because something about the pinkish color when the light wasn't on, it was reading a little bit crafty, which I didn't love. And I was doing some crazy math in my notebook, trying to figure out basically the rate of decrease that I need to go from this bottom circumference to the top circumference. I'm working from the bottom and it's just gonna wrap all the way around. And oh my God, my hair's getting tangled. And I'm just going to like slip stitch up this seam. And I'm trying to make it pretty tight because it's obviously easier to have it be a bit tight and like stretch it out in blocking versus have it be a little bit loose. Like ideally I want it to be tight enough that I don't have to do any work to like adhere the... Did I break this lamp? Okay, I don't know what is going on here. I'll figure this out later. But like I was saying, I'm just trying to make this as tight as possible so you can slip it on like a glove. So that way it's removable so you can like wash it or dust it as you see fit. And I low-key keep messing up this grid. I don't know if you can really see the design yet. It's because I'm trying to watch TV shows that need captions, like that aren't in English. Also, if you guys haven't watched the season of Singles Inferno, you need to, because the last 2 seasons of like low-key, especially last season, was like so fucking boring. But this season is tea, and the reunion comes out tomorrow on Valentine's Day, and I am set. I was gonna do 3 projects, but I didn't foresee this frame thing becoming such a ordeal. So all I have to do is finish the lampshade. I'm like almost a halfway up there and then we'll be done in this video. I'm working on this whole like not making my videos 45 minutes long and involving like 40 hours of work type of thing. I'm actually running so absurdly late to get lunch with Emily and my friend Jessie. I'm wearing this, I don't know if you can tell, it's like this denim kind of like drop waist flare skirt that I got in Vietnam, like secondhand. I think I'm gonna do it with this cardigan that I got in China. I don't know what the material of this is. I need to read the tag, but it is like insanely warm. Like I'm genuinely already sweating. It has this little matching thingy. I think in a previous video a few months ago, I don't know, y'all would know better than me, but I'm pretty sure I wore this sweater with these little Pumas, and because today isn't like insanely cold and I can get away with not wearing a full boot, I think I want to combine these colors. Our scent is Lovely and a Little Twisted from Lore. Yes, I'm just picking it because it matches the color of my sweater. I also just added the 2 Laneige lip stains that I used onto my keys. I love when lip products make it possible to attach things to a ring because I never remembered to bring my lip combo in my bag, so this way I will always have a lip product. And I'm doing this cute little light blue bag that I got in Vietnam because it matches the shoes perfectly. Honestly, I just kind of threw this outfit together, but I actually really like it, and I like that it's a little bit different than my usual vibe, like a little bit more sporty. Okay, I'm running so late. We need to go.
Your food is still hot, I think.
Yay. What if you do like this? Thank you. The master at work. Amazing, thank you. Oh my God.
This is a got milk ad?
I don't know.
Oh.
What? Oh my God, the children. Okay, wait, I kinda cooked. I wish it looked this cool when it wasn't on, but the fish is good, right? Imagine you're like that. How'd you get it? I thought you said that your friend discontinued it. I've been waiting for a sunny day to film the outro because I'd like to do my final reveal on some nice lighting, but I've just accepted that it's not going to be sunny this week. Let's assemble our picture frame because I feel like this has been the weirdly longest drawn out process for what is supposed to be a fairly simple project. So I did stitch the filet crochet onto the backing. Obviously you could glue it or tape it, but I like that stitching along the edges makes sure that the tension is very even and that it's like evenly kind of stretched out. And then I just used some like blue painter's tape to adhere the photo strip on top. I just screwed it up and made it not centered, so that's cool. And I actually, good. What I was gonna say is that I actually can't find my painter's tape, so I just took some painter's tape off of something that's like currently taped to my wall, so the tape is not that sticky, hence why I probably can't hold this up. But then we're just gonna go ahead and put this in the red frame, and ta-da! Look how cute it is. Now I actually decided not to give this to Meg just because if I were giving it to her, I would make it in like black or like a dark red burgundy because that's like more her aesthetic. And because she keeps talking about how she might move back to California, in which case I don't think she would want, you know, like more physical stuff. I do just really love the bright red with the spiral star motif though. I feel like it gives a very different vibe than like most of the filet crochet stuff I've seen, which is like wooden frame and kind of like a more flower, like doily girly design. Oh, and then I felt really silly about the fact that I had repainted that other frame 2 times and then ended up not using it. So I just put in another piece of red backing and then taped on this like Polaroid from an Instagram event I went to. They had us write our handles. I normally wouldn't write my Instagram handle on my photo. For now, I'm just putting them on my windowsill next to my bamboo. I got this singular rose and I put it in a Sapporo bottle because I couldn't find like anything close to a bud vase. And then I tied a little red ribbon on it. So I think this next to the red frames is kind of a cute vibe. Also, speaking of red, I have raved a million times about this jacket from Cezanne. It's so warm. I love the color. But I paired it today with these new jeans that I got. These are from a really cool brand called Dawang. It's like a Chinese American brand. They do like a modern take on Chinese classics. And these jeans are a great example. They're just like a really nice baggy, oversized kind of grayish denim. But they added just this little like distressed opening that shows a strip of like a more classic like tangzhuang, like Chinese traditional fabric. Oh, also, I promise I will show you the lamp in a second. But I did stop by a jewelry sample sale a few days ago. It's one that I've been to in the past. The brand is called Every. I don't know how you pronounce it, but they have like a permanent kind of like sample sale set up here in New York. And their jewelry is anywhere from like $5 to $10. Like most pieces are under $10. First, I got these earrings, which I am so obsessed with. It's like a chunky silver hoop and then like an almost ice looking heart. And I actually don't have a lot of silver earrings that are like cool, but not just a simple hoop. And I like these because they're obviously cooler than a hoop, but they're not so crazy that I couldn't pair them with like some chunky silver necklaces as well. Then I got these gold earrings that are kind of like grayish green in the middle. Oh, whoa, it really matches my nails. These nails are so sick, by the way. I got them done with the Chinese girls at KK Nails and LIC. They just opened that studio. And the way she painted bamboo on is like mind-blowing to me. Like it literally looks printed on. And I also like that these aren't super heavy because I have some that look kind of like this, but they're like way too heavy, so I never wear them. This necklace, I think I'm gonna give it to my roommate because she'll probably wear it more, but I definitely will borrow it because it's so cute. It's just like this kind of clear teardrop. And this is so sick because you can wear it with anything and it'll go with your outfit because it's clear. I feel like I don't actually wear statement earrings that often, but I actually love the look of like a simple chunky sweater in the winter with a really classy statement earring. And these flower ones are so pretty. I also feel like they're perfect for the black hair because it gives a lot of contrast so you can actually see it even if you don't put your hair up. This necklace I was on the fence about because it's nothing crazy, but it's just a little silver locket necklace. The locket actually does open, but it's so small, I don't know what I would put in it. I just have never bought a silver heart necklace because I'm like, oh, that's easy to find everywhere, which is true, but I still want to have one. And then last up, I got some rings. These are so pretty. It's like pale blue stones. There's this like chunkier one on the bottom and then this thinner one stacked on top. I got these two kind of like turquoise stacking rings. I actually really like how these look more on like consecutive fingers, but more of like a kind of tropical summer island vibe. So yeah, if you're in New York, you should definitely check them out. I'll try and put their like info or address below, but just like so many really, really nice affordable finds. Okay, so for our lamp, I took that like piece and just ended up slip stitching the two ends together and then kind of stretching it over the lamp. So you can see it like is just flush with this top edge, and the bottom edge is honestly kind of like curving under, like I tucked it under. So it is nice because you don't really have to like adhere it to the lampshade in any way. I am glad I chose the white because I think the monochrome is quite like subtle and still elevated when the light isn't on. Although in this lighting, I feel like you legit cannot see the crochet at all. I promise it's there. And then when you do turn the light on, 1 second. Okay, this is kind of awkward. Something's happening with the lighting on the camera and you can't really see the design, but I promise it's like really clear in person. Maybe if I get out of the frame. Is this working? Can you see the design? It's honestly kind of hard for me to tell. If this isn't working, I will just insert some photos and videos of what it actually looks like, okay? I'm so annoyed. I was like really expecting this to be a grand reveal. But anyway, you can see the lampshade itself has like a seam right here. So I just lined up my seam with this seam. I do think I might undo the slip stitch and actually just use my sewing machine and sew the two ends together with a zigzag stitch, because there's like a little bit of bulk around the seam that I don't love. Although now that I'm looking at it, I think the bulk is actually coming from the seam and the lampshade under. So maybe I can just leave it. This turned out so sick though. Like you would not see anything like this in stores. I showed Karen what it was looking like halfway through, and I can finally give it back to her because she's like, I low-key really need it because it's dark as fuck in my apartment. The reason I brought you back to the desk is because it's time for the most satisfying part of the process, which is going back to Milano, back to our 2026 project ideas board, and checking off the projects we've now done. I mean, you can obviously draw the check mark again. I'm just gonna copy this one I already have. And then we can drag it down over this crochet lamp and also over the little photo booth. I will say, I think I'm gonna do another one of these crochet lamps because Noel just brought over a lamp that like doesn't have a lampshade. It just has the wire framing. So I wanna do one kind of like this and see if I can get the like shadow casting effect. Oh, and also filet crochet bookmarks. That's like such a cute gift idea. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have another filet crochet video. I do need a break though, because even though this video is only 2 projects that I thought were gonna be pretty fast, it ended up kind of being a heavy lift. I think there was just a lot of like manhandling aspects that I didn't expect. It just takes a freaking long time, okay? And you can't really do it while watching any show that requires you to read the subtitles, which was really poor timing given I have been so immersed in the Singles Inferno universe. I was not expecting the reunion to be 6 episodes. I haven't even finished all of them. I thought I was just gonna like watch one episode and be done. But I hope you enjoyed the video, even though it's a bit all over the place and I didn't get as many projects done as I had hoped. Reminder that you can check out Milanote for free using the link in my description down below. I just feel like it is the easiest way to organize my brain fog. Like I think a lot of other organization systems require too much extra work to stay organized. Whereas with Milanote, it's just pulling in all the stuff I already have, like pulling in stuff from Pinterest, pulling in photos from my camera roll, and you can like draw in there. It's so nice to like have months go by and be able to go back and have like all the information I need in there versus like trying to remember what I used or how I made something. Anyway, thank you for watching and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.
You left the kitchen light